4-year divorce here in Vietnam, starting in May of 2021. And what a process. Really, it's now July of 2021, and only now am I getting a chance to kind of look back. And today I want to discuss my appeal victory. So this happened in May 5th, actually, 5th of the 5th, 2025. And actually my court date, my local court date, my initial hearing was on the 8th of the 8th of 2024, which adds up to 82888. So an interesting thing with numbers there. So yeah, the disappointment of last August and understanding that I got no custody of both of my children, which was absolutely devastating. But at the time also, nothing really surprised me. I've been through this gamut, this wide range of emotions and experiences from the beginning of this divorce, and there's plenty more that I'll talk about as far as things I learnt, and I'll also do another video around the cost in the future. Today I'm going to focus on my appeal, and it was significant for me because I had zero good news from my experience of this, and coming into it I played a little bit of a different game. We would say more realistic, and again, not really comfortable talking about all the details of that, but that will come up at a later point also. I'll discuss that. So some of the differences with my appeal is that it was held in Ho Chi Minh City. So my initial court appearance was in Phan Rang in Ninh Thuan province, because that's where we live. But the appeal was held in Ho Chi Minh City, so a little bit of a step up in the courts, we would say. And to my from my lawyer's recommendation, I didn't actually attend the court hearing. So you can imagine the anticipation of that day, and getting the verdict back that I had won custody of my son, Cody. So let me talk about that, because I know for some foreigners it's going to sound a little bit strange, but it's actually quite normal in Vietnam when it comes to custody with more than 2 children or 2 or more children, that they get split up. So there's no real shared custody unless that's worked out from the parents, and there's not really that many amicable situations. And actually child support and alimony is really not a part of the system here, which is very unusual, in comparison to Western divorces. So I got custody of my son Cody, who at the moment is 5, will be 6 soon. Sophie I told this story in a previous video. She was put on the stand on the week of turning 7 years old. This is the age in Vietnam where children can choose which parent they want to live with. So she'd been through that process. Unfortunately, there was a lot of pressure on her, I remember, and I know she'd been vetted for that. But it is what it is, and it was really my only option to get custody of my children, was to get custody of my son Cody. So that was in May, the 5th of May, and we're over 2 months away from that. and I still don't have custody of my son. So here's the next part, and the next challenge for me is the execution of that decision. So I have the paperwork. The paperwork was sent to me and my lawyer within a couple of weeks of our hearing, and everything is organized, but yet I still can't get custody of my son. So in Vietnam, there is an execution process which is just as complicated and just as corrupt as every other part of the court process here. So I'm in a bit of a pickle, actually. I'm looking to get custody of my son. I want to be able to organise his schooling. He's going to be in grade 1. His school starts on September 5th. So there's things I really want to organise around his life, and I want to start to get in a routine with each other and, you know, get moving on with my life. But I'm in a bit of a holding pattern right now and unable to move that process forward, which is very frustrating, and it's typical of Vietnam, where you think something's over and then you've actually just reached another point or another part of the process. So yeah, having to be quite patient at the moment around that and deal with any kind of situation that arises. That's been always the key for my experience in Vietnam. So yeah, more to talk about with that. It's not over. I definitely had a win. I was really happy about that because there's been so much bad news around this situation when it came to finances. Any of you have seen my other videos, you can see the deceit that I experienced around my life savings, and also you know, when I was in a situation of losing my children, completely devastated. So yeah, I have a lot of empathy for men out there that have been through tough divorces. It's as tough as they come in Vietnam, and you know, being a foreigner, obviously from that word, we're always on the outside, and when we're dealing with the local system, it's even more prevalent, right? And yeah, so I've learned a lot from this. I'm going to do another video about things that I've learned about Vietnam and the ins and outs of going through a system and really getting to see what's behind the veil of this culture, what's actually really going on. So yeah, so a big win, still to be continued. We're trying to execute the win of my appeal, and I'm still trying to get custody of my son Cody. So I'll keep you updated on that.